In the news recently, we've got Skeena Resources. Skeena trades on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol SKE. And on the OTCQX down in the States under the symbol SKREF. They had some solid intersects here at Eskay Creek. Here I've got the President CEO, Walter Coles Jr. Hey, Walter, appreciate the update as always here. Looks like some pretty good numbers. Why don't you run us through them?
So we put out some drill intercepts yesterday, which are, in my opinion, nothing short of fantastic. We drilled 6 holes. We were going to drill 20, but the winter weather came in and we had to push those off till next summer. But of the 6 we drilled, the best hole was 92 meters of almost 6 grams per ton gold equivalent, starting at surface. So, clearly an open pit style potential with that intercept. So when you think of, open pit grades globally, usually these days it's like maybe a gram. So anything well north of a gram is spectacular in my mind. So really, really pleased with the drill results we put out. I heard, sort of feedback from some investors that there was an analyst complimenting us on the drill intercept, but also saying that the problem with Eskay Creek is that it's metallurgically challenged. And that's a misconception that I would like to put to rest, and I hope that over the next several weeks and months we can address that definitively. But I'd start by saying that the history of Eskay Creek was that it was an ultra high grade mine that also came with some challenging byproduct metals, arsenic and mercury, which caused pretty severe penalties at the smelter. But that ultra high grade ore was mined in the mudstone horizon, and what we drilled yesterday, or what we put out yesterday, is entirely in the rhyolite horizon. So the nice thing about the rhyolites is you don't have any of the mercury or arsenic beyond trace levels. So it's a mistake when analysts lump all of Eskay Creek as a homogeneous deposit, which it is not. It's divided between, part of it is in the mudstone and part of it is in the rhyolite. And yesterday I got our resource geologist to give me, her estimates for how much is in each, and it's 58% in the rhyolite and 42% in the mudstone. Also, another point of clarification is that historically they mined the guts of this deposit. What's left are the peripheral mineralization, which is much lower grade. They didn't mine it back in the 90s and 2000s because the price of gold was much lower. So now gold price is higher, and we can go after the relatively lower grade. I say relatively because it's lower grade versus what was mined, but it's still very high grade relative to what's mined around the world today. And that relatively lower grade ore has a lot less, even in the mudstone, has significantly less amounts of mercury and arsenic than what was mined in the 90s. So very long-winded answer, but I hope that helps clarify some things.
And then from here, next steps.
So the next step is an updated resource estimate, which will be out just before PDAC, and that will move a lot of the inferred ounces that we had in the last September resource update into the indicated category, and we'll also see growth in the global resource. So the total resource we put out, inferred and indicated, was almost 1.9 million ounces. So you'll see some growth in that number, and then in Q2, early Q2, we'll have a metallurgy report. So we'll try to definitively address how we deal with the mudstone ore. One avenue that's being considered is blending it with the rhyolite to bring the arsenic and mercury levels below penalty levels. So the metallurgy report will address that. And then probably in the middle of Q2, we'll have another resource update where we look at this project entirely from an open pit standpoint, which again could lead to a substantial bump in the total amount of gold at this project that's mineable. And then the last, probably most exciting milestone this year for Eskay Creek, in my opinion, will be the PEA, which we're targeting, sometime in late June. So that will be the first time we have new economics on Eskay Creek. Mining costs will take in, the metallurgy work will feed into this. What are the processing costs going to be? What's the capex? And that will create a cash flow model that gives us an NPV and an IRR on this project, which, given the grades, I think should be pretty attractive.
Okay, Walter Coles, President, CEO, Skeena Resources, SKE on the venture, SKREF, and the OTCQX. Hey, Walter, appreciate the update here, and we'll certainly look forward to tracking this in the new year.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.